Going live, and we're live. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. This time, you guys will. Happy birthday, Harrison Ford, you film legend of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, the Air Force One, and now this movie I saw as an adult. I didn't see it when it first came out. The Fugitive, yes, based on a TV series from back in the day. This movie's over 2 hours long, so we should get started. The chat's open, so you guys can join me in the chat, and hopefully this time you'll be there because the last movie, no one was in the chat because that girly movie, I don't want to see it. This is not a girly movie. This is a PG-13, strong, hardcore, action thriller from the 90s. So let's get started. Yeah, when this movie came out, I was too young to see it. I was like 9. No, it was 1983. I was 8, so I was way too young for it. Because even PG-13 back in the day was really intense, like Independence Day and The Fugitive and Wild Wild West. Here's somebody. Classic film collector. I remember watching this movie years ago. From when I remember, it's great. It is. Andrew Davis is a good director. I wasn't the biggest fan of U.S. Marshals. I think it's all right, but it doesn't match up to this one. Because without Harrison Ford, the movie was just not. What I think of Shaq, a good ball player, not a good actor, though. There it is, The Fugitive. I already did Air Force One and Patriot Games, so this is the next one. And I already did Star Wars for Cella Ward, beautiful actress. She just had her 66th birthday. Gorgeous, by the way. Still looks great to this day. Julianne Moore, this is one of her early roles before she was in The Lost World, Jurassic Park, Magnolia. Joe Pantoliano, he's still an actor today. A lot of old school actors, not celebrities, not freaking athletes, not singers, actors, thespians, the real McCoy. I'm sick and tired of movies nowadays where they have to get models to be actors, and I'm like, yeah, and they can't act to save their lives. Some of them. Jerome Crabb, I think that's the guy from Home Alone 3. Also, rest in peace to James Caan, and rest in peace to the actor from Home Alone 3 that played, Mr. Was it Mr. Unger or Mr. Jernigan? I think it was Mr. Jernigan. Yeah. Rest in peace. I forgot to say that. I recently watched the English dub of Only Yesterday, and you're never going to believe. I know who's in the English dub. I'm not watching that English dub. I'm going to watch the Japanese version. I will never, ever see that movie dubbed because I don't like the hobo's voice. It kills me. It drains my life force. YouTube has mini player on phone, so now I could tap out and watch YouTube. Yeah, good. He said there's people in the chat this time. Last time there was nobody. Here's the opening where you have already an assault and a murder. It's done in a really, really, theatrical way. Because people thought 13 minutes for kids. It's not. Oh, God, no. Especially in 1993. There's Harrison Ford. 80 years old, man. Still going strong. And nothing could bring him down. Even The Force Awakens couldn't bring him down. It's like, and then when he did Rise of Skywalker, it's like, I'm never going to do these movies ever again. I mean it this time. I'm like, yeah, you should have thought about that 10 years ago, Harrison. James Newton Howard. Great film composer. But yeah, like I said, I don't need to see Harrison in anything else Star Wars related. Indiana Jones, just let this be the last one, please, and be good. I'm not expecting the Raiders or Last Crusade. Just be entertaining. So this is him with a beard on his face. I don't like facial hair. I shave every day when I have to. Hey, Jay Shads, you just made it. The movie just started, so... What's weird about the dub is that she has an American accent where Dev Patel remains his natural. What American accent? She can't act. And no matter what accent, did you see her face? It haunted people's dreams for years. And in the bubble, why did they give her a cameo in that? Why? You can't act. She's an eater of worlds. As much as I hate Florence Pugh in Black Widow, this girl's worse. She's the absolute worst of the worst. The absolute worst. Like, I cannot watch a woman act. Here's some female bodies for you. It's a fashion show. So don't call me a sexist when I'm like, hey, it was the 90s, and I'm like, yeah, there's Stella Ward. Mwah. You gorgeous, gorgeous creature. What do you think of Angry Joe? He's funny. Like, he cracks me up when he screams at the camera, "Are you out of your mind?" He's a cartoon. He cracks me up. He rips games apart like the nostalgia critic does with movies and some shows. That woman is a total hottie pants. Yes, I like older women. Get over it. When I was 8, I was drawn to women that were way older than me because females, the estrogen, they have their powers, estrogen powers that I get drawn to so fast because I'm heterosexual. Nobody, that was never a mystery, guys. This is not a non-binary haircut. I know exactly what I am and who I am. I'm not some. Look at that face. That is, yes, Josh. You're gonna see that face a lot more someday. I know you haven't seen her much because again, she did a bunch of shows in the 2000s that was romantic with the guy from the Rocketeer, and she did, she was in Independence Day too. Unfortunately, but that's not her fault. Such a gorgeous woman and such a good actress, and has a name that no one else has. Sella, not Selma, but Sella. Mm. It's a flashback. Yes, there's some flashbacks in this movie. It's a crime action thriller, and I miss movies like this. Not tons of CGI, real locations, a real actor that can act that doesn't have to fake an accent for 2 hours. That's what I miss, And Harrison can still act. I've seen it. Blade Runner 2049. He shows up 2 hours in that movie, and he still can act in that. Being old doesn't mean that you don't have the ability anymore. With Bruce Willis, it was brain trauma that ruined his career. Oh, look, they're wearing the masks from Doctor Strange. And I still enjoy the first Doctor Strange and even Multiverse. But Multiverse, like I said, there were characters that did not need to be in there. They could have been cut for time. Ooh, see, there's some blood in the movie. I'm surprised the Nostalgia Critic has not reviewed this movie. Because it's a good movie from 1993. If they ever re-release it at the Draft House, I want to see it. Because I never saw the show, The Fugitive, because it was before my time. So, yep, it was the one-armed man. I love that. That's great. Because remember when movies had tension and a crime film had some atmosphere. It wasn't predictable or completely boring. Because now crime films are just dull. The ones that they have on Netflix or these erotic thrillers are not erotic. They're boring. You made sex boring, Netflix. I hope you're proud of yourself with After and 365 Days. Yeah, you made sex boring. You shouldn't do that. You should not do that. Okay, back to the film. Oh, and I got to put some sunscreen on. Yeah, because I'm going to go outside later. See, I don't want skin cancer. My brother is toasted. Yeah, his arms are all red. I'm like, again, that was his fault. He thinks is merciful. It's not, guys. Trust me on that. It will mess you up. It will turn into freaking powder. It really will. How would you feel if you purchased a ticket to see Black Klansman in theaters, but they play Get Out instead? I will walk out because I'm not a Dan Kaluuya fan. I just think he looks weird. He has these big, crazy bug eyes that just scare me. He looks crazy. I don't know what it is about him. And I haven't seen the Black Judas and Messiah. I didn't see that because it's racist, and I don't want to see any racist movies. Not for the whole summer. I've seen enough racism, guys. As a person of color. Yeah, how dare you? Yeah, like the Winter Soldier. I love the Harrison Ford point. You are never going to copy that in a solo movie or a sequel. Yeah, can act. I'm sorry. Yeah, blaming Alden Ehrenreich for the failure solo. It wasn't his fault, guys. He had to pretend to be a younger Harrison Ford, and it was just it's yeah. That's hard. At least he had the point, the finger point of doom. He has a mechanical arm like Bucky. I would never do that. My woman would be my freaking queen. My rock. My partner. My best friend. That's female. Yeah. Why would I ever want to kill somebody that I love so much? I love Natalie Portman, and she hasn't even met me yet. But she'll know how much I love her if I meet her at a convention. Because Olivia Wilde did. When she met me, she was like just floored by how gentle I was with her, and also Amy Jo Johnson. I showed my love without being grabby, you know. See, there's another flashback. But in this, I can let it go. In these DC movies, they take flashbacks way too far. There's too much of it. It's like they don't know when to stop. Thank God the Batman didn't have a ton of flashbacks in it, because I'm like, BVS had a ton of flashbacks. Green Lantern had a flashback. The Dark Knight Rises had flashbacks. The freaking Aquaman movie had a flashback. Too many flashbacks. You don't have to go back in time to tell me with a story. Endgame did it in a way that's not a flashback. Like when they go back in time, they're going through time. They're not having a flashback in the middle of the scene, and then you don't need flashbacks. It's a cheap gimmick to tell a story backwards. This movie's intense. I forgot that this movie's not R. What monster would ever put their hands on a woman like that? I hate the hobo, but I would never like grab her by the neck. I'm like, no, guys, I'm not a monster. I'm just angry because of how bad of an actress she is. And she met Harrison Ford, but guess what? He can outact you in his sleep. Yeah, that's not how the Force works. Yeah, that's a better line than anything that she said. What if you purchase a ticket for Lord of the Rings, but they did the Green Knight? I will walk out again. Why are you telling me this? I saw Lord of the Rings in the theater, all three of them, extended cuts for over 3 hours, and I didn't leave. But it's just that these epics now are boring. They have actors that are not, you know, these movies now are just dull. They're not epics. They're just slow. What if they made Holland Spidey gay? I will walk out because I'm not going to deal with that anymore. After Lightyear, I'm finished. Yeah, but he didn't do it, so the justice system in America is just freaking ruined. It really is. I know because I was there. I went to jury duty in 2007, and I'm like, yeah, and it was boring. Oh my god. I went in 2007 when I was in college, and I had to go during the winter to do a case, and it was just wow. It was an endurance test. Josh, if you think a movie is an endurance test, try being in court, in a courtroom with other people, and trying to keep your cool without freaking out, going yeah. You try that. Sit in to get a jury duty summons. Go to a jury duty in an actual jury a courthouse in Tennessee and see how long you'll last. You'll last 5 seconds. I can take it because I'm strong. And this is just the beginning of the movie. We're 15 minutes in, where we're still in the opening credits. That's how long this movie is. Based on characters created by Roy Huggins. Yeah, he didn't do it. He was framed. I tells you. The last movie I did that was almost this long was the Godzilla remake, but I had to do it. My sister was watching Stranger Things season 4. Everybody was doing that when it came out in May and in July. Next month is She-Hulk, and I'm not worried at all, Josh. After Moon Knight and the Pakistanis and freaking Miss Marvel, and after the multiverse, and after Thor, I'm ready for anything because there's no more MCU movies for a while. The next one is in November. Lightyear honestly was just okay. The animation and performances are good, but the writing execution underwhelmed me. By the way, the gay stuff only happens for about 30 seconds. I know. And so is it in Thor, Love and Thunder. There's some little references in there. But again, I'm blaming Disney for that. I'm not blaming Marvel or Taika Waititi. I'm blaming the writers. And I'm blaming the freaking Disney because they always have to insert themselves. If they did this movie, the main villain would be gay. Because apparently homosexuality, a villain can't be interesting with backstory and with development. He has to be a flamingo. Give me a break. I was laughing my ass off when I saw the double toasted review of Blank Man and Joe Polito was going, "Oh my god!" I was like, that was so stupid. They made a villain gay in the early '90s. I'm like, yeah. If you did that today, they would say it's offensive. They're flamingos. They're flapping their little wings. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ugh, he's foaming from the mouth. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why are you putting gay stuff in a Disney movie? Oh, because we're gay friendly and we're woke as fuck. No, you don't need to do that. Kids do not care about wokeness. I know because I went to a theater full of children yesterday and adults seeing Space Jam: A New Legacy. They clapped at the end. Yes, non-judgmental. They were clapping twice. That shows you how entertaining they were, and it didn't need some stupid gay stuff in it thrown in at the last minute because Warner Brothers doesn't do that. We get it. Minorities exist. You don't have to shove that in my face. As a person of color, I know exactly. Oh, this is the scene where the bus tips over. Good stunt work, too. No CGI. There's barely any CGI in this movie. That's why people enjoy this film. Didn't have to have gimmicks and things. Why do you hate pixels? You saw my rant last year. You wasted a good premise and good effects on a horribly written script, and Adam Sandler's he's not in it. He's not invested. I'm from a later generation than you. I know, but I still go to the theater. I went to see Space Jam: New Legacy. Everybody hated that movie last year, but I stood by it. I watched it a year later after watching it on HBO Max, and I still have fun with it. It's colorful. It's funny. I love the characters, and I had fun in the theater. The actors know that they're not in Shakespeare. They're just going for it. Even LeBron, that scene where he hugs his son, I still get teary-eyed. I still feel something. With Eternals, I felt like I was in school. I was bored out of my mind. I felt like I was in a history class because I'm like, please, just something happen or just end already, please. I don't like boring. I'm sorry. I'm getting older and I need to have movies grasp my attention and shows. You can't be preachy. You have to be entertaining. That's why I didn't see The Northman because I heard it was insanely violent and really slow. And I didn't see Free Guy because Taika Waititi's annoying in that, and also Comer. I don't care, so don't ask. Oh no, the train! Good stunt work. See, at least unlike Liam Neeson, Harrison Ford goes for it with the stunt work. Neeson should just have stunt doubles because when he tried to take in 3 and jump over a fence, it was painful. It really was, man. Ford is still the man. Nobody can point like him. Even when I'm 80 years old, I still point the finger. Gay stuff in movies doesn't bother me. Of course not, because you're not like me. Me personally, as long as it's integral to the plot. So a gay black astronaut is essential in a Disney movie. No. No, Disney. You failed. Riley in Inside Out was a girl, a minority, and she didn't have any mental issues. They mentioned period blood, and she's not gay. So it worked. But then when you force this in here, parents are going to be upset. And into the character development, you mean like in that Nate musical or Trevor musical on Disney Plus that is as gay as like kinky for kids? No. Kids don't need that. I can't really say the same for Lightyear. It wasn't needed. You didn't need a gay character. It's not needed. Up did it better in 2009. Here's Harrison Ford struggling to get up. That's being preachy and saying, look, gay people exist. I know, you don't have to shove it in my face. Oh, he's bleeding. Intricate to the plot, you mean like in Moonlight, where the main black kid is gay and they have to go through his entire life story from when he's a kid to an adult? I don't care, guys. It takes me out of the experience. I want to go to movies to escape, not be beaten over the head with agendas. You get it? You get it? You get it? Yeah, I do get it. But I don't care. I don't care. Agendas are still agendas, no matter what you do. That's why I don't watch religious movies anymore. They're not needed. We don't need them in cinemas. Nobody cares. Nobody. People want to escape. That's why Maverick made so much money this year. It doesn't have any affiliations. Tom Cruise's Scientology is not in the movie. He's just a pilot, just like in the first Top Gun, and it's good. I've heard it's good. They could have easily pandered and make one of the pilots a lesbian or gay or non-binary. It's not needed. Here come the good actors in the movie: Tommy Lee Jones, and he's not the villain, and Joe Pantoliano. Yeah, the Star Spangled Man with a plan. And man, I missed him in Men in Black International. I really did. Casey Jones. Rollins, like Seth Rollins. Yeah, what's next? You're going to have an openly gay wrestler in the main event of WrestleMania? I don't need it, guys. You can keep your freaking snowflakes to yourself. Because I swear, if Marvel puts a gay main character after it, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to be like, take your flamingos and fly away from me. Please. Oh, you're homophobic. I have friends that are gay from college, but they don't shove a rainbow in my face. They don't. This movie doesn't have any of that, and they easily could have done that because I can't take them seriously. Charlotte Flair, she's a beautiful woman and can wrestle. That blonde hair, she's just like her daddy. She has the swagger, and she's a woman. There's no non-binariness about any of those divas, or I'm sorry, female wrestlers. Superstars. Because again, now everything's politically correct. I don't know what to say anymore. What time is it? It's almost 12. Yeah. At 12, I'm going to pause the movie and I got to go throw the garbage out. So. I miss movies when they were actors. They didn't have to have affiliations to be to get a job. Now it's like you have to be a minority. Yes, sir. Charlotte Flair is a beautiful woman. Like if I met her, I'm like, yeah, I think these women are beautiful. Alexa Bliss, mwah, way cuter than Margot Robbie. Becky Lynch, she's there. I like her nose. She has a good nose. Um, these other girls like Sasha Banks and whatever, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. See, and she's black, and I don't have to dwell on it. I know what I like. I know what I'm into. And this movie's not a comedy. Like it's very serious. Movies nowadays, they're either way too serious or they're way too silly. Or they have a mix of both and they don't know what to do. Like 355. That should have just been a fun action movie, not let's talk let's abduct this lady's family and let's kill people like out of nowhere and let's have a bunch of guys try to strangle a girl. No. It's just mean spirited. Hmm. Go get him. It's a really good scene. He's walking in near the river. Yeah, I have a lot to say today because I just got up. The fact that Harrison's lived this long and done so many franchises, yeah, and he's a film legend, is remarkable. The hospital. Yeah, back then they had big, blocky cell phones. Well, the chat's kind of empty again now. Hmm. Take me up. Where's my bottle of water? Yeah, here we go. Yes, I mean in movies like Moonlight, it's one of my favorite movies ever for many reasons. I haven't seen it because I just had no interest. Because the way people complain about movies nowadays and shows, it's like they don't have a life anymore. Look, the COVID vaccine. Yeah, I got that. It came in a little bottle, and they injected it into my right arm 3 times. So I'm not going to get COVID again. I got it once. It was a mistake. No one sneezed on me or coughed on me. I just touched something that apparently you can't touch things with your bare hands anymore. But nowadays, I learned my lesson. So in about 17 minutes, I'm going to pause this, and you won't see me on screen because I have to go throw out the garbage. So a fax machine, I remember those. Yeah, there's nobody. There's an empty hotel, hospital room in nowadays. No, every hospital is full with people that had COVID or injuries or something. So I got it. It doesn't. I spent 2 years without it. So and I survived it. Not a lot of people can say that. But with the sun, I can't. I cannot. I can't take any chances with the sun. And there's a Barbasol can and a razor blade conveniently in there. Yeah. What kind of a hospital has Barbasol and a razor blade? I don't know. It's a movie, but I get it. Movies are not going to be realistic. It's a movie based on a TV show that I never saw. Yeah, he has to shave that beard or cut it because Harrison always looks better without the beard anyway. Except in Indiana Jones, that's one of the only movies where the beard actually fits him. But in a movie like this, I prefer the clean shaven look of him. In this and in Clear and Present Danger, Patriot Games, Air Force One, he's just so good without that fuzz. Yeah, he's starving. He hasn't eaten in days. He was on that bus. Uh oh. Yeah, his flies open. Yeah, there's a little bit of comedy here and there. You have to lighten the mood a little bit, guys, because the Batman would have been a very boring movie if they didn't have some kind of like light moments that were not insanely dark. We get it; it's a Batman movie. It was see that movie super dark, super adult, and it never had to pander. Violence is not pandering, guys. That exists in this world, and also serial killer villains and fear. That's in this world. Every time I turn on the news, there's fear all over because they manipulate people. Chicago. Just like in the show. That's odd. To escape the American flag, yeah. And there's no bentos in this movie, which is great. Nowadays, they're like trying to take over the industry or something. I'm like, yeah, you never will, guys. When Top Gun Maverick is one of your biggest movies of the year, it made more than two Marvel movies. You know that there's the times are changing now. Yeah, Tom Cruise is still a bankable star, and he doesn't need a bunch of CG to make that possible. Because last time he did a summer bomb was in Mission was not Mission Impossible, The Mummy, 2017. That was a horrible movie. It tried to be a cinematic universe film and it failed on an epic scale. Let me put this arrow up here. I don't want to end the stream yet. I'm just going to pause it for in a few minutes. And I hate to do this, but it'll make the podcast go even longer. Yeah, I know Cella Ward is just a cameo here, but I'll never forget that face. Never. Once you see a woman's face and you process it in a few seconds, you'll know if she is for you or not. And she is. Yes. Because she never compromise. She never had to conform and be like, non-binary thingy majig. No. You're a woman. Get over it. If you're a woman at what you're born as, you can't change that. You can't, guys. You can't. I'm a guy and I know that. Look at my hairy legs. It's fun to watch this after several years. Last time I saw this, I heard the commentary from Andrew Davis and Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, Harrison didn't do it because he was busy doing other films. He doesn't really do a lot of commentaries. Brilliant actor, man. I'm glad that he's still around because so many actors passed away this year. It's like every month we have one. It's Helicopter. Oh, this is the tunnel scene. I remember this. See, practical sets and vehicles. There's nothing CG here. It's my summer. I want to enjoy it. Last summer was a mixed bag for me, and 2012 sucked. Only thing that kept me sane was streaming and watching and playing video games. He didn't do it. Daylight. That's another movie I want to do a podcast for, but probably in the August or September. because I have a lot of podcasts to do. I still got to do the Sharknado sequels. I still got to do Home Alone and Road Trip and a bunch of other films. Go for that is the worst feeling in the world when someone's trying to come after you. And trust me, seeing a movie in the theater is harder to now. It's a lot harder now to watch it in the theater than it was 10 or 15 years ago, or even 30 years ago. Because back then it was cheaper, and there were no gimmicks. There were no 3D movies. There were no movies that were, appropriation movies. There were no 3 hour films that didn't need to be 3 hours. Yep. I'm hunting rabbits. Chat's kind of dead now, but it's okay. At least somebody showed up this time. Last time it was like, yeah, there was nobody. I got two or three thumbs up and no comments, nothing. And then my friend Josh was like, "Oh, by the way, in your American Girl thing, they said it was creepy that you're looking at this girl." I'm like, first of all, Jay Pettyjohn is an adult now. That was 10 years ago. Is it my fault that she's a cute little girl in that in 2012, and now she's a gorgeous woman? Hey, I know what I like. It's just, I didn't kill my wife. I don't care. Yeah, that was in the trailer. I remember that trailer in the 90s. I used to watch trailers for movies all the time when I used to rent movies on VHS. They used to show the trailers for a lot of films. Some good and some bad. Really good atmospheric movie. Man, I miss movies like this. I really do. Because, movies nowadays just have to be preachy. You get it? It's a man. You get it? It's a woman. You get it? Empowerment. I get it already. Stop being preachy. Just let a movie speak for itself. You don't have to. You don't have to. It doesn't need your help. Studios. There's the dam, the waterfall. Yeah, he jumps. Nobody could survive this. This is crazy. Unless you got perfect. We're almost 40 minutes into the movie. Yep, he jumps. Great stunt work, by the way. I don't know how that man survived to jump that dam. I'm like, that is, you know how high that is? It's hard to jump on a diving board in a pool. Imagine off a freaking dam. And it's real, it's not CGI. Peter Pan. Yeah. I've jumped from a high place and I never jumped that high. I used to jump off my bed when I used to sleep in a bunk bed. I used to jump off it. When I didn't have a ladder, I would just jump. And that was when I was a kid. But I've never jumped from like 100 feet in the thing. Yeah, it's just crazy. Because U.S. Marshall had Robert Downey Jr. as a villain. I was so not buying that. He's Iron Man. He could never play a villain like that. Hmm. No, he's not dead. If he's dead, the movie would have been a short film, and it would have been over, or an episode of the show. Yeah, I know the chat's kind of empty now, but that's fine. I'm gonna keep going. I'll just stop in 4 minutes, and I'm gonna go throw out the garbage, and I'll be right back. What do you think of Halloween H2O? It's still an underrated movie. It should have ended with that, though. We didn't need the freaking remake. We didn't need the sequel to the remake. We didn't need the 2018 movie or Halloween Kills. It killed the franchise, guys. That's why the last one, I don't know what it's called. Uh, what was it called? I don't even know what the next Halloween is called. But just stop making these franchises go on forever. These old horror franchises that nobody wants to see anymore. Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street. Just let them stay in the past. Let the past die already. Halloween ends. Yeah, let's hope that it ends. Let's hope it bombs and we never get another one. Jamie Lee Curtis is already better than this. I don't even know her. I don't even just recognize her from that. I've seen a lot of stuff that she did in the 80s and the 90s that are better than Halloween because she's sexy in them and she's not running for her life or being senile or whatever. One of the worst Halloween movies is the 2009 sequel. Yeah, it's horrible. It's white trash, the movie. They hit a cow, and that's supposed to be played for laughs, and it's laughable in a way. Yeah, cow, ah, and then this guy saying the F word like 15 times or 50 times. It's too much. I'm like, Rob Zombie thinks he's being edgy by throwing a bunch of F bombs and white trash, stereotypes and you know, disgusting dialogue. No, you're not gonna. This is why you failed to get a third one. Because that second movie underperformed, and people did not want another one. We didn't get another movie until 2018, and even then, we didn't need that. That would have been should have been made in 2010 or in 2011, not 2018. And Kills, nobody liked that movie. It was horrendous. It's Michael Myers killing a bunch of stupid people. What are we supposed to be invested in? He's sleeping in a bed of leaves, man. Another flashback of that beautiful creature. Oh wait, H5 is garbage too. Yeah. So was Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael. Dark hair and beautiful fresh face. On what princess you version? An English dub with a bunch of British actors and white actors. Why? Okay, one more minute. Man, this is a dark scene. Yeah, it's a guy with one arm and with a Jew fro. Okay, it's 12. Let me pause it. And pause. There's the villain. Yeah, we see a clear picture of him. I'll be back, guys. Hold on. Let's throw out this garbage. Okay, it's going pretty well. Testimony. Okay, I'm back. Veal Parmesan. Gone for nearly 10 minutes. Wow. Well, I had to go through all the garbage, guys. You have to wait sometimes. Veal Parmesan. Jamie from Halloween 5 was a bad arc. Yeah, it was. Veal Parmesan. There we go. Back to the movie, guys. Back to the tragedy of Harrison losing his wife to that horror. Find that man. It was hot outside. You guys ever throw the garbage out on and during the day? Yeah, in the heat, it's horrible. Smelling that garbage outside in a hot day is the worst smell in the world, man. Every one of the, it's like a dead body. It really is. 10 minutes. Well, I had to do it, guys. Every Wednesday I got to do it. Hopefully next Wednesday I won't do a podcast. I'll do it on a Tuesday. It's just I was very tired this week. I had a long, 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 long summer so far, and yeah, at least it's coming. It's July and we're almost halfway through. So, what's today? The 5th? I mean the 12th. Today is the 13th. Yeah, so we're about halfway through. It's god awful. I agree. Plus, you asked 2 comments about Ghibli, Studio Ghibli. The Tale of the Princess Kaguya only yesterday and Grave of Fireflies will have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes because of their animation and their storytelling. I want to see Princess Mononoke also. It's considered the greatest anime ever put to film from Miyazaki. What will people get timed out if they mention or talk about? Well, you don't want to know. Just don't mention any crossovers. Little sins in here, so just keep the crossovers to a minimum. There's Julianne Moore. Oh no, that's not her. I thought it looked like her. That's not her. She comes later into the film. That's not New York City. I think that's Chicago or something. Mm-hmm. 10 minutes because again, when I put the garbage out, I have to go to the park and throw something out too. It's really hot today. I don't even know how hot it is. It's probably like 90 because that's what it feels like. They're packing heat. What if people ask hypothetical questions that never happen? Well, it depends. You got the curly haired man. Unstable. Well, that happens sometimes. I mean, I left and we're about an hour in, so it's fine. Don't worry. It's a glitch. It happens with every computer now. I had less internet connections because it's very hot, so the internet is fighting against that sun. Yeah, this movie has tension in it. It's not, you know, it's not Fast Nine. I'll tell you that much. That movie is a cartoon, a bad cartoon. Yeah. Hmm. That's why I wear earplugs all the time, even when I sleep, because I can't hear loud noises. And that shot, it's a good shot. Payphone, I remember those. Illinois Bell. St. Louis, Missouri. Hmm. Yikes! And this is before Tommy Lee Jones was in Men in Black, and overacting in Batman Forever. Hmm. Yeah, they tracked his they tracked this phone call conversation. Eat something. Hold on. I'm not gonna pause it again. I'm just gonna have an apple here. An apple. Hope I could keep it down this time. Hmm. Walter, this is Richard. There's her little sim. You're halfway through. What's up, Nicholas? Your name's too long. I can't read it. You should shorten it. At least this apple's fresh. I'm never going to apologize for being a heterosexual man. I know what I'm attracted to. I know what I'm attracted to. And when I show it, what happened to your Spider-Man Homecoming thing? I postponed it. I was supposed to do it Monday, but I couldn't find my headphones. And back to the topic, yeah. Hmm. She was more rich. I don't want a woman's money. I don't want to steal from them. If I'm in a partnership, we share things 50-50. That's how it goes. There's no backseas. You pay for stuff, they pay for stuff. It's a partnership. People don't know what that means. Yes, I know it's getting a movie on Netflix, but I don't watch that cartoon. Yeah, I quit streaming because of spam and because I have to pay for it now. Mm-mm. I don't pay for live streaming. I don't go that way. My live streaming is supposed to be free for the whole community, like YouTube. No excuses. Coppers. Cook County Hospital. Are you renting on Baymax? No. It was too short and I didn't care for it. It ended on a high note, but once they put a gay character in it, I'm like, Disney, why do you have to do this all the time? What, Lightyear wasn't enough? Your movie bombed. You paid for your sins. Now you got to put it in my Disney Plus shows and movies too? No. Stop. Okay? Just stop. I watch a lot of musicals that are not gay at all, from Disney and otherwise. What do you think of Yao Ming? He had his moments when he was a basketball player. My, Mayo Electric. Hmm. Prosthetics. Oh, they're giving out. What's worse, the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles or the Rise? I didn't see Rise, so I'm going to just say the Michael Bay produced film because they were boring. And the best NBA player in the 2000s was Tim Duncan. He was good. Prosthetic legs, prosthetic arms. Yeah. If I go to Comic-Con this year, I'm gonna gawk at women all day long in my Flash costume. You know why? Because the Flash works fast. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Why are you singing in Spanish? This isn't Encanto. You're on the wrong set, dude. How come nobody asked for the RoboCop remake? Because it's horrible. You took a R-rated movie from 2000, from 1987, and you made a 2014 forgettable PG-13 watered-down version with a Batman suit. Excuse me. Why did you make it black? Why? The actor's not even black. It's some Swedish actor that was horrible in both Suicide Squad movies. Joel Kinnaman, not a fan. Nope. Don't never like that actor. I don't like his smug face and too slow, boy, and all that. I don't like that actor. I just don't. I think this actor's related to the actor from Home Alone 3. He sounds like him. It's not the same actor. It's probably his brother. Yeah, the Star Spangled Man with a plan. Yeah. King Shark was fine in Suicide Squad. It's just I wanted him to do more. There were too many characters in that movie. We know. And these are successful actors. They didn't go to direct a video line like some other people did. I went to a thrift store to get some clothes. Excuse me. So the train. You could tell that's Chicago and not New York because New York is a lot bigger. Plus, I know what it looks like. I've been there. I've been to Manhattan many times and the other boroughs as well. The Bronx, Queens, Staten Island. That's Jane Lynch. Wow. Oh my God. Jane Lynch in a serious role. I can't believe that's her. Yeah, she was an actress in the 90s and nobody knew who she was. In your Black Widow rant, that raging was pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, again, you wasted Scarlett Johansson for this freaking Binto that I don't care about. Yeah, that's going to be your replacement Black Widow. No, she's not. Where is she? Was she in anything this year? No. I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing. Don't listen. Don't listen, my darling, or don't look, my darling. Whatever the hell that movie's called. That's coming out in September. I'm not watching it. It's got three of them, and I don't care. If you can't tell a good story with American actors or Canadian actors, don't tell it. Just don't. Olivia Wilde's directing it. Well, she's not the problem. I was disappointed with Black Widow because it should have been Scarlett Johansson's movie, not the freaking for fake family. Atlas of Limb Prosthetics. Another flashback. Yeah, there are a little bit too many. There are too many flashbacks in this movie as well. But they have to show Stella Ward as much as possible. Captain Marvel better than Black Widow? Yeah, I said that in my review because I was not bored. And even though Gemma Chan was in it, she didn't ruin the movie for me. She's not in it that much. Yeah, this is haunting him. Captain Marvel did not, Brie Larson was not the problem. People just had a vendetta against her. James Harden, I don't know James Harden. James Harden, I don't think I've heard of him. He's not only the only one was disappointed with an MCU property, Eddie. I know you hate it. You weren't crazy about a lot of things this year, Josh, and last year. We get it. We get it. You didn't like Hawkeye. You if Haley wasn't in it, you would have been less harsh on it. You would have thought it was at least decent. But you got some problem with her in that role that I'm like, I just don't see that. I'm sorry that I'm attracted to this girl no matter what she does. She could play an asshole and I'm still going to be attracted to her. Why? Because she's Asian. It's inevitable. I didn't like Ender's Game, but she's not the problem with the movie. Eternals wasn't disappointing. I was just bored. And the last thing the MCU should do is ever again is make a boring 2 hour movie. I was not bored with Thor. Yeah, it had problems, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I can't wait for this movie to be over. With Eternals, I wanted to walk out at least 3 times because it was just dull. It had that Avatar pacing that was just so painfully slow and just uninteresting, and it was a bunch of CGI that even in the third act, I was just bored. Natalie Portman gave me more emotion from her face than Gemma Chan did in her whole body. And she had sex with a man in that movie, yet I felt nothing. I'm like, this is just wasting time. It wasn't even sexy. They were lying on the beach naked and no bed, nothing, no ass shots. Oh, of course not. It's PG-13. Why haven't you seen Parasite? Because it's depressing. It is depressing, guys. Trust me. She should have been less in the film. Yeah, you think? It's not her freaking movie. It's called Black Widow, not Yelena's story. But apparently Marvel was like, no, we're gonna force Yelena in this movie because we have to put her backstory in it. Why? I don't give a damn about Yelena. I didn't even like her in the comics. She was supposed to be in Iron Man 3, but they scrapped it because Marvel wanted to be a little bit. They wanted to give Tony Stark PTSD and fake the Mandarin. Again, you can't. They did that in Black Widow with the Taskmaster. Wasn't even a man. It was some Russian chick, some Ukrainian actress, Olga Kurylenko, and they underused her. That was underwhelming too. I don't want to talk about that movie. The Binto, she got what she deserved. In Hawkeye, she should have died in that. Haley should have shot an arrow right through her face or through the heart. That scene with them was just painful. I don't know. I don't know about you, Josh, but that scene with her making mac and cheese and talking, I'm like, just shut the fuck up, please. Shut up. Shut up. You can't act. I don't know why people think that you can act. Doing this in your midsummer, it's not acting, that's squinting. Sheesh. How come the Thor movies had problems? Well, they were directed by 3 different directors. You had Alan Taylor, Kenneth Branagh, and then you had Waititi in the last 2, and he made the Comedy Hour with the 4th one. It's not as bad as Batman and Robin, Josh. That movie took the too far. Number 1, I don't hate everything. I'm tired of people saying that as well. No, Rambo Raff hates everything. Mike hates everything. Not Mike Bday, so this other Mike. Italian Stanley. They hate everything in the present because they want to live in the past. I don't live in the past. I'm doing this for Harrison Ford, not because I live in the past. Emergency entrance. Where's Julianne Moore? Like the movie's almost half done and we haven't seen her. I know it's not true, Josh, but guess what? I didn't see your review because, to be honest, I'm gonna wait. I gotta see Miss Marvel. No spoilers in the chat, or you'll be blocked. How many Ramaref reviews do you like? Yeah, his early stuff back in 2010 to 2013. Once he did the Dark Knight Rises rant, I'm like, you really do hate everything, man. Yeah, he was screaming like if he owed the movie money or something. People died when that movie came out. Yeah, they got murdered. You didn't, because you're a coward. There's Julianne Moore finally. She finally comes into the movie. She's a nurse. And I don't want you to mention him again. In my next podcast, leave him out of this. What's your opinion on the joy of creation? I don't know what that is. Insignias. That beautiful redhead chick. See, Josh, I can like redheads too. It's not hard. A woman's a woman no matter what hair color or face they have. And they're not wearing masks. The Joy Creation's a game. Who has characters from Five Nights at Freddy's? Oh, I never heard of it. I heard of Five Nights at Freddy's, but not the Joy Creation. I thought it was a movie or something. A poor kid. Yeah, and unlike with Finn when he's in the hospital in The Last Jedi and then falls out of bed, don't you think you guys have enough comedic stuff? Because with She-Hulk, if you're going to complain about that, don't watch it. You didn't watch Loki, and trust me, you didn't miss anything, Josh. You missed Kang, who's going to be the next villain in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Deal with it. If you can't, don't watch it. It's that freaking simple. I have a brain. I have logic. I have something called common sense. I grasp reality. I don't have isolated and no social skills. I read up on autism. Okay, I did. You guys have a hard time talking. I get it. Okay, as a person when I was shy in the 80s and the 90s, I could barely say two words. Now I'm very chatty because after getting COVID, I can get through anything. Why are Nickelodeon cartoon rivals? Because they have different characters that are not, you know, that family friendly. Because Cartoon Network does a lot of cartoons that are not for kids or they're more adult. Making pancakes, baking pancakes. There's your bacon, then you put it in a pancake. Baking pancakes, baking. That's cute. I'm not an Adventure Time fan, but I do like that bacon pancake song. It's cute with the little dog making pancakes. Social skills are not the best thing for some people with disabilities. I know. Okay, I have an uncle that's autistic, but not by choice because he had an accident when he was 12. I was mixed on Haley, but I did say for the most part she was good, and I want more of her. I'm not staying away from Gordon Santiana Kang. He just needs to win me over. He was in like a cameo in Loki. She has beautiful freckles, and I got to see her naked in the kids are all right. Which yes, that had a lesbian couple in it. But here's the thing: the story was still engaging, and Mark Ruffalo got to get some from Julianne Moore, so she was kind of gender fluid, not really just full lesbian. And there were two actresses that were heterosexual: Annette Bening and Julianne Moore. And you had Mia Wasikowska, Mark Ruffalo, and Josh Hutcherson. So Odd Squad, I haven't seen that. I heard it has cute kids in it. And her voice is so soothing. Yeah. Because, like I said, with She-Hulk, not everybody's going to be crazy about She-Hulk because I wish the Avengers can meet Justice League. It won't because of the two rights issues, Warner Brothers and Disney. He's missing an arm. Because, like I said before, with She-Hulk, the reason Miss Marvel got such low ratings is because it's meant for a younger audience. It's not that violent. It's got a young actress, a really young actress, that's a lot younger than Brie Larson and Elizabeth Olsen and Tiana Paris. So, of course, it was going to be for kids compared to WandaVision or whatever. DCU is going to be hit or miss this year. Yeah, there's nothing coming out in the summer. What do we have? A freaking kids movie with dogs, which I don't want to see. There is a good Green Lantern movie coming out, but it's not for kids. No Little Sims. I still haven't seen Chucky. Don't ask anymore. I'm gonna try to watch it this weekend. I have a long week. I lost my cell phone. I have to get another one. So there's the Scotsman or Irish people. I don't know. Oh, it's Ireland. Yeah. So St. Patrick's Day. Bagora. Yeah. I celebrate that. I'm not even Irish, but I'm an Irish sympathizer. See, Josh, I can be open-minded, even with races. I'm not even remotely close to, because Ireland is far, and Northern Ireland is far away from America and also PR. So, but I like the colors. I like green. Marvel made a show that's for kids. Yeah, they did. Lots of cartoons and the She-Hulk. She-Hulk is not going to be for kids. It's going to be more adult because it's she's a lawyer. So Jennifer Walters. Plus, she throws something at the Hulk, which is more adult than Miss Marvel saving a kid from a tower. I'm like, yeah, that was a little much. What if Tom Brady became a movie star? I don't know. Making pancakes, making pancakes. And yes, Harrison Ford is part Irish. He's an NFL player. He will be a bad actor. I know. Usually, athletes are not actors. I know that. Even some singers are not actors. Like Harry, this guy getting work as an actor again? Oh yeah, he's not an actor. He's a freaking singer. I saw him in Eternals and I was cringing. Some girls were getting off on that. I'm like, why? Because you liked him from One Direction days? He can't act. He's not an actor. That Darling movie is probably going to bomb, just like Evan Hansen did last year. Sorry, Josh, but Evan Hansen was a bomb last year because people loved the play, and the movie was way too long, and poor Caitlin had to be saddled up with a guy that could be her older brother. I mean, I'm older than her, but I'm attracted to her, and we're around the same size. Put this a little closer. Yeah, that's better because it was too high. Mm. Again, subtitles, people. Subtitles. Yeah, there's a lot of trucks out today. That's That's autistic people have social skills, but I like to be open minded. It's just sometimes I can be shy. Yeah, but I'm not shy to the point where I'm going to run and hide. I don't do that anymore. I went to Comic Con. I have no more shyness. Haley, even though I was annoyed at her, yeah, because she blew up a tower. But you know what that kid did in Miss Marvel? He was taking a selfie outside of a tower and falls almost to his doom because he's stupid. What kids take pictures outside of a tower? You know how high a tower is? Ever been up a water tower or any tower? It's very high. What if they make a Zack and Brooke Cody reboot? I don't want it. The sequel, Sweet Life on Deck, I didn't care for. She made a few mistakes. She's supposed to be playing a teen. Kate Bishop is not 30. She's supposed to be like a late, like 18 or 19 in the comics. She's not supposed. She's supposed to be a lot younger than Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye. And the chase is on. It's a good movie. It's a little bit too long, though. I think the 10 minutes could have been trimmed. Either either shorten some scenes or cut some of the flashbacks. Just sell a ward in the beginning and that's it. And you say, we can move on. And there's some subplots that could have easily been cut out from here just to keep the pacing going. The score sounds like the Predator score. It's like yeah, it sounds like the piano. It sounds like the Predator. It's not the same guy. It goes Alan Silvestri did the score for Predator, not the first Predator, not the Predator from 2018. Because that movie actually had a Predator in it. That sat a real, like sexual predator in the movie that was hitting on Olivia Munn. Again, Josh, you complaining about her. I didn't hate her in X-Men Apocalypse. It's just they made her a villain. Psylocke's supposed to be an anti-hero. I get the age and she makes mistakes, but I'm willing to let it go if she gets some more appearances and coming up. Again, they're doing the Young Avengers. I want to still maintain my optimism. It's almost 1 o'clock, yeah. Ouch. You missed. Run. He got his foot stuck. I mean, Josh, no one was complaining when I was getting off on that Tomcats review that I did last year that I did a live stream for. Though that movie has gorgeous women in it, like all over the place. You saw he ran away. There was a pigeon that ran away, that flapped away. Run, pigeons. There's a green. Clowns, but without makeup. Remember when you could be outside without a mask? Yeah, I miss those days. Because nowadays everybody's like, you got to wear a mask. I'm like, why? I'm vaccinated. So how do you feel if somebody called you racist all because you don't like British people? I don't like the way they talk. It's not the way they look, it's the way they talk, most of them. They talk like they're drunk most of the time. I had no problem with Christian Bale in Thor. He was great. He was scary. He had presence to him. He just had this eerie feeling when you see him. He's like Voldemort with a hoodie. That's what he reminded me of, Josh. If that bothered you, that Bale looked too much like Voldemort, I'm like, he does in the comics. Gore in the comics has no nose. And he looks just like Voldemort. And besides, those comics were written before Harry Potter. So, yeah, at least he was scary. I still think Riddler's, I think Paul Dano's Riddler is still scarier because he was in reality. He wasn't some mythical creature or, a bald-headed, guy with makeup. He scared the shit out of me. I was not expecting the Batman to be scary. Yeah, that's a nice touch that Harrison Ford has a green hat on. He is Irish, mostly, because Ford is an Irish name. He's also part Jewish as well, but maybe that's why he has a bad temper and shows his finger like. Oh, what a legend, man. What would you feel offended if were called a homophobe just because you don't like the LGBT community or the representation in the media? Because it's forced. If it was in the background, I would be fine with it if it was not shoved in my face. Channel 6, isn't that from Ninja Turtles? Yeah. Or is it Channel 3? I think yeah, I think it's in the Ninja Turtles cartoon. It was Channel 6. In the Ninja live action movies, it was Channel 3, I think, not Channel 6. Yeah, yeah. So was OJ, and he got out, and so did Bill Cosby, and so did Harvey Weinstein, and so did a bunch of others. I can go on and on. Hotel Men Only. Oh, that's a little bit, on the nose, but well, if this movie was made today, it would be a freaking female. It'd be Margot Robbie running from the authorities. It'd be the same thing, and I'm like, no, don't do that. She's a joke, guys. You know why she didn't work as Harley Quinn? Because she's faking an accent that she doesn't have, and I can't take her seriously. Yep, he's drinking a Bud Light, but a Budweiser. It's product placement, but it's not like in Transformers: Age of Extinction. Why did Mark Wahlberg grab a Bud Light and open it and drink it? That was such a blatant freaking product placement. I'm like, why was that in the movie? He knocks over a Bud Light truck, takes a sip, and is like, you think you want to clean up this mess? Huh? You want to clean up this mess? I'm like, that movie was already painfully long. You didn't need to have a freaking forced product placement. It's like in the Power Rangers movie, 2017, that they go to a donut shop and have Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm like, yeah, that's really forced. Here it's just Harrison Ford drinking a Budweiser. He doesn't show it at the camera and winking at it. No, I'm tired of that too. Got to take these socks off. They're hurting my feet. They're too tight. These are winter socks. They're thermal socks. They're for the cold. It's not cold today. It's very hot. Yeah, much better. Oh, my feet were aching. Since when did I complain about Olivia Munn? No, you didn't. I did. It's just that, I never had a problem with her at all. You just said get off on Tomcats, LOL, but I never complained about Olivia. So where's it? Where? So that's where you live? That's where I live. Of course I got off on Tomcats. As soon as I saw Heather Stevens with those glasses, I was like, yeah. I had to warn people in the beginning that I was going to be aroused. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't whip it out like some other guys do. Like CJ, what was it? What's that guy named Louis C.K.? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not sick, okay? But Olivia Munn, yeah. They put her in The Predator, and she has all these skills. They never explain, and some guy tried to hit on her. I'm like, yeah. She's a beautiful woman. I know, I get it. But I'm not going to do that. At a Comic-Con, I will treat her like a princess, because I do that. I did that with Amy Jo Johnson 3 years ago, and Olivia Wilde. I had problems with Booksmart, but Olivia Wilde's directing is not the problem. It was some of the writing from that other woman that was writing it, because Olivia Wilde didn't write the movie. I'm fine with making Caitlyn, what she was, because I was still attracted to her, regardless. Beanie's the one that's queer, and she's on Broadway right now. Nobody's perfect, man. Nobody. But there's almost so much pandering that I can deal with, guys. I like women. That's never going to change, no matter how many gay agendas you want to shove in my face. You didn't complain about Olivia Munn, Josh. It's just that, I'm saying that in X-Men Apocalypse, she should have been in it more. I liked her outfit. She's sexy in that. And her whip was kind of cool, even though they gave her a lasso because Wonder Woman was coming out. And she was going to be in the PVS, so. Yeah, the Tomcats live commentary, I'll never forget it last year. I'll never forget it because I'm like, I saw that movie and I'm like, yeah, still has some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Have you seen Rosemary's Baby? No, because Roman Polanski is a scumbag. I hate that guy. I'll watch it, but I'm going to pretend someone else directed it. The original Suspiria, I was going to watch it in October, and then my laptop broke. So I had to, give up. I'm going to shut this laptop off later in a little while after I'm done with this podcast. We're almost 2 hours in. Next time I'll choose a shorter Harrison Ford movie, like Cowboys and Aliens or something. Another flashback. Because when Harrison's clean shaven, he looks like Han Solo. Have you seen Rosemary's Baby or the original Suspiria? I didn't see the remake either of Suspiria. The one with Dakota Johnson? Yes, Josh, I will see that. She is so hot in that movie. No matter how weird the movie is and overlong, and Tilda Swinton walking like flapping her wings or whatever, yeah, I don't like her. I never liked her. She looks like a dude. Nothing attractive about her. Even her voice is painfully boring. Yeah. Even Harry Potter rejected her. Yeah, even the Warner Brothers didn't want her in Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts because she's just so boring. That movie that she did with that fantasy movie she's doing with Idris Elba, that looks so weird. George Miller, you're nuts, man. You did a Mad Max movie, feminized version of it a few years ago, and now you're doing this. Now you're doing your weird, freaking trippy Jupiter Ascending. Live from where, dude? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who this is, so I'm just gonna remove. Yep, they're scanning him. They're tracking it. I don't care. Yeah. This is great. His acting is really good, man. And I don't care. Mm-hmm. Because with Roman Polanski, I saw one of his films before. I think I did. And also Victor Salva, I've seen his film. Dakota was in Suspiria, but I didn't complain about her. Why does everything... Like, no, I don't. It's just that, some people like, oh, she was in 50 Shades, so she must suck in this, right? No. She can act. I saw her in The Social Network. Yeah, she was in Beastly in a cameo. I think she's gorgeous. I'm sorry. Her getting patted in the bum with a paddle in 50 Shades will never change my attraction to her. She has a very soft voice, a beautiful face, and she's human. She's female. She's not a non-binary. You'd be surprised, Josh, what I'm going to do at Comic-Con this year. I'm the Flash. I'm going to work really fast. If I want to take a selfie with a female Flash, I will do that because I fear nothing. At Comic-Con, I don't fear COVID. I don't fear monkeypox. I don't feel germs. I don't fear anything. Hell, I'd be more scared at Comic-Con if a guy dressed up as Paul Dano's Riddler. That would scare the hell out of me. If I went to the bathroom and it was like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh my God. But I'm the Flash. I work fast. I talk fast sometimes. You don't hate everything, Josh. Just, because Suspiria, yeah, the original is a highly regarded classic from Italy. And the remake is kind of overlong. It's like 2.5 hours. It should have just been an hour and 45 minutes. I'll see it eventually for Halloween. The original, then the remake. Because it's Dakota Johnson. Oh my God. Oh my God, Josh. Yeah, so I'm supposed to hate an actress because they did a bad movie. Every actress has done a bad movie if they've done more than 2 films. Kristen Stewart did bad movies. Julianne Moore did bad movies. Natalie Portman, she did Mars Attacks before The Phantom Menace. That's a bad movie. And she was like 12 in that. Yeah. Scarlett Johansson did Home Alone 3 and The Spirit, one of the worst comic book movies ever made. Every actor's done something bad if they've done more than one movie. Even Harrison Ford did some bad films. Not this one. This is awesome. I'm saying like Ender's Game. I didn't like it. He was trying in that, but he had nothing to do. Here, at least he's running and he's a developed character. Every actor's done a bad. Even Gal did a bad movie. Yeah. Fast 4 is a bad movie. She's not bad in it, but she could have been saved for the 5th one. Fast 4 is awful. It's just as bad and cartoonish as the last movie that came out. And those movies have always been ridiculous, but you gotta have a limit. You don't have to make Star Wars references in a freaking Fast and the Furious movie. And be racist and be crazy and have like 15 flashbacks with actors that look nothing like Vin Diesel and John Cena. Yeah, 2 actors that look nothing like them. One looks like Benicio del Toro, the other one looks like Justin Bieber or Vanilla Ice. Drift is the worst. I disagree. I think it's underrated. The worst is 4, but Fast 9 is pretty damn close. Oh my god. It's a cartoon, guys. It is a literal cartoon. It's ridiculous. I'm like, I saw that movie. I thought the trailer looked cartoonish, and the rest of the movie, and that movie gets an extended cut. This movie deserved an extended cut more. Die Hard deserved an extended cut more. The first one. The freaking the Matrix deserved an extended cut more than Fast 9. Why did you make a longer version of a movie that I don't care about? Just stop with Furious 7. Once Paul Walker passed, may he rest in peace. I miss you, Paul. You didn't need any more. It's like an actor dies and they want to exploit that. Karen Gillan and Rebecca Ferguson did a disappointing movie too. Yeah, Stuber. It was bad. Not Camille Nanjiani. I just thought the writing was bad because there's a bunch of F-bombs for no reason and there's man ass in that movie. And there's a strip. Once I saw that, I was like done. And Rebecca Ferguson, yeah, Men in Black International sucked. The Snowman, I heard sucked. Just saying, no actor is free of bad. F9 is a B minus for me. It's a cartoon. Even the action, I was like, this is just this is unrealistic and stupid. You went from driving to like jumping off highways like in the freaking like in a Bugs Bunny cartoon. It was too much. It was way too much. Looney Tunes, I can handle those movies. Looney Tunes Back in Action, Space Jam, Space Jam Legacy. They're cartoons. They have cartoon characters. This is real people that act like superheroes. Dom gets hit in the head with concrete with a ceiling. He doesn't even feel it. He doesn't feel it. He's just like, it's about family. I give you mercy. And I'm like, his Venom voice took me out of the movie entirely. Are you gonna watch The Pianist? Yeah, I will. I heard it's a good movie, but I know Roman Polanski is a sick bastard. He needs to be convicted and stay in prison. Where next to Bill Cosby and all these other sick bastards that sexually assault women and kids, they should all be in prison or get the death sentence. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I'm not making any death threats. Just saying, people like that deserve to be in isolation forever, not just for 2 years during a pandemic. I don't do death threats here, guys. That's not my job. But they should be penalized. What do you think of LeBron? He did a good job in the movie. I thought he was fine. He's got a lot of skills, got a lot of charisma. The scene with his son again, it made me cry. Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, wow, I'm feeling something. That's more than I got from Eternals, Black Widow, and the last Ice Age movie. Even 355, I didn't feel anything. You're not like that. I'm not completely isolated from the world, no, but these sick bastard directors are. Some of them just need to be put away in a sanitarium. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy Comic Con this year. My sister's getting the badges online because the early bird special, people just grabbed it as soon as it was available in the spring. I'm a Celtics fan. Good for you. The Boston said Celtics, yeah. I should have been a doctor. Who should play the new Bond? I don't know. The Star Spangled Man with a Plan. I love when he says that in the first Captain America movie. I'll do a podcast for that eventually, maybe for Labor Day. But man, Haley Atwell's just going to be painful to watch in that because she's just so dull. Even in Multiverse of Madness as Captain Britain, I'm like, nobody cares about your character. Actors and filmmakers do good and bad, but I'm always trying to be fair. I could love, hate, or be frustrated. I'm frustrated, yeah. I was frustrated they wasted Jessica Chastain in another Simon Kinberg movie. Comic-Con don't pull anything funny, Josh. So don't worry. I'm not going to leave Comic-Con in any kind of restraints because I'm like, I'm not a criminal. I like taking selfies with people and being weird and touching stuff, touching like collectible toys and things like that. People know I want to have fun. I haven't gone to a convention in 3 years. 3. Didn't go to Comic-Con in 2020 either, before the pandemic. Because sometimes they do conventions in other states in the winter when it's freezing outside. And even when I went to the convention in 2019, it was cold out. It wasn't like 90 degrees. It was like in the 40s, 50s. It was pretty cold. Don't put anything. Trust me, Josh. You'll see my photographs. You'll see my face. The movie's almost over. Jane Lynch. My favorite sport is football. Well, I prefer baseball. I'm a casual baseball fan, and I liked basketball back in the day. I really don't watch a lot of football. It's a hard sport to watch. Some of these guys getting battered on the field. It's just hard to watch sometimes. Not because it's boring. I just think that I've never been to a convention before, so if I did go, I'll be nervous. Of course you are. I mean, there's a bunch of people around you in costumes and cosplaying, and they have, they live for this. GalaxyCon for free was fun though. Yeah, you got to see a podcast with Karen. I'm like, you must have been like on cloud 9. When I first saw Amy Jo Johnson at Comic-Con and even at GalaxyCon 2 years ago, I'm like, I'm still in love with her so much. Are you a fan of the New York Yankees? Yeah. And the Rangers, yeah, but casually. I'm not like a hardcore fan because I've never been to a Yankees or a Rangers game. I want to go one day, but not one that's overly crowded or, like the championship game where. And Harrison's so good in the movie. He plays it straight. He doesn't crack jokes. He's not a wisecracker. He's taking it seriously in a good way, though. It's not a Paws of Fury, Legend of Hank looks like dog. Yeah, I'm not going to see that in the theater. I'm like, I'd rather watch Kung Fu Panda. It's on Netflix. Because after seeing Turning Red, I was like, yeah, I'm tired of Asian stuff in my face with actors that are clearly not Asian. Because Samuel Jackson's black and Michael Cera's Canadian. No one Asian there. And you have Oh My, oh my nothing. He has to use that line in almost everything because, you know why. Tissues. Oh. Bing bong, bing bong, bing. Inside Out, a better Pixar movie. This guy looks like Jeremy Renner if he had a brother. The best football team is the Patriots. Josuke and yet Michelle Yeoh in it as well, and some other Asian chick, but but it's not the main characters are not. The cat and the dog are not Asian. I didn't get to see Karen because in order to see her, I had to pay $100. Yeah, just to talk for 2 minutes, but by herself, I seen her with her Doctor Who castmates for free. Yeah, that's the live stream, the Q&A that they do. But again, Josh, that's your thing. I got to meet Olivia Wilde in a Q&A in person. It wasn't behind a computer. And I got to see Amy Jo Johnson. I'm like, she's just as beautiful now as she was back in 1993. And yeah, and I was just in awe. In the fall of 1993, and I've been in love with her ever since. And she was in the American footage of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Because she did Doctor Who before they turned Doctor Who into a woman. For some reason, they had to make Doctor Who a woman. Because, again, wokeness isn't enough now, right? It's not enough for a guy to be British. It has to be a female now. I guess you're going to die without having ever seen Mulan. No, it's just that I didn't want to watch it this month. It's too long. I'll eventually see it, but not right now. Because I saw Kung Fu. It's a better version, live-action version of Mulan. It came out last year on the CW, and Olivia Trang is absolutely gorgeous, and she can fight, and can act, and she can emote. The trains, yeah, they were empty last time I went. Here we go, the third act. The movie should have been over already. It's just I had to pause them. My favorite baseball team is the Red Sox. This is like the ending of Speed, which is a better movie. It's a lot shorter. To meet Olivia Wilde at some point, and maybe Jessica Chastain. Oh, I would adore it. I'll be like, you are beautiful. I can say that. Who am I offending, huh? Women want to be told how gorgeous they are. I mean, when I met Olivia Wilde, I said what a dream come true was, and she was blushing to her face. Haley, Brie, or Erin Moriarty I will meet. I can't wait people because they did the one bad thing. The only Ghibli films I dislike are Earwig and The Witch and The Ocean of Waves. Yeah, here we go. That's right. Fist of Fury. I love Harrison. He's so physical, such a physical actor, even to this day. What do you think of Nostalgia Critics on the wall? The Pink Floyd's The Wall. It was horrible. It's the worst, unfunniest thing he's ever done because there's no joke. You know what the joke is? They sing the SpongeBob theme at the very end. That's the best joke in the entire video. The rest of it is boring. It's a disjointed music video, homage, and it's a horrendous CGI and no jokes. I'm sorry, it was a little bit too pretentious. Sorry, I want to laugh. I want him to make fun of somebody and go, boo! I want to see that kind of nostalgia critic, not whatever the hell that was. That was horrendous. Everybody said it's the worst thing that's ever been on the channel in over a decade. Yeah, and I've seen some pretty bad videos of his, but that one hurt. Even the movie's animation's terrible. It looks like direct-to-video trash. Yeah, I heard Arietti was all right, and also the yeah. And it was called Pink Floyd's The Wall, not just The Wall, because there's a game show called The Wall. I make better jokes in my videos and commentaries. Olivia Leanne and Shannon Dang are going to be in your fan cast for something, maybe as Katana or something else, DC or otherwise. Oh my god! Oh my god! That face and that gorgeous hair and those squinty eyes. A talking black cat in it. His performance is one of the only things I like in that movie. Yeah. He also did that Sea Beast movie on Netflix, but I'm not seeing that. It's too foreign for me. I'm sorry. Monster movies don't need people with accents. I heard enough in Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't need any more. I'm tired of it. Of hearing accents in movies. I'm seeing Uncharted this weekend, but that's about it on Netflix because I could watch it at home under my control. 2 hours in already. Cardio cardiologist. He's a heart doctor. I know because I know about cardiovascular exercise because I have to walk every day. This movie's a cat and mouse kind of a movie. Shannon went from a cheerleader to a beautiful Asian actress, and I want more of her. Yeah, I'm pissed off that Austin Butler's going to be in Dune Part Two. When was that announced? I heard Binto's going to be in it. She better not ruin the movie for me because I'm like they're putting too many people in the sequel. The first movie was fine with the cast. You didn't need Binto's in it to ruin the movie for me. But if they ruin the sequel, I'm gonna say it because I don't want this to be It Chapter Two. I don't want that, guys. An overlong sequel with like 55 characters. I warned you about that because Denise Villeneuve's movies always look amazing, but you don't need Bintos. I don't care what you do to shoot Princess Arulin. That actress is boring. Her doing this is gonna take me out of the movie, especially the scene she's in. You can't act. Just admit it. Virginia Madsen had to say pretentious dialogue in the Lynch movie, but at least Virginia Madsen is beautiful. Yep. Uh-oh. Dishonest. It was announced at least a few. Yeah, because Elvis was a hit. Why? Because people wanted to hear his music and have an actor that's portraying him, even though he looks nothing like Elvis. Yep, Harrison's so good, man. And he's never been a buff actor. He didn't have to like lift weights and do the Marvel, physical regimen to become, a good. Leah Sado is also in Dune. No, she's fine because she was in Mission Impossible. I know she's going to look great. But Florence, why are you in the movie? You better be in 2 minutes. You better not take over the movie. If I hear that Binto accent again, you're toast. But I don't know how you feel it's still about the Dune books have a lot of characters. But here's the thing, Josh. You can't put 150 characters in a movie. This is not Infinity War. Infinity War worked because a lot of them got reduced to cameos or they had to fight at the very end. Just saying. How do you respect how do respect and King Richard look to you? I don't care. They're biopics and you know what Will Smith did. Yeah. Will Smith had to slap a man at the Oscars before he got his award. He should have just talked to him off stage. You don't assault people on stage. I would never do that. I hate Binto, but I'm not going to go to a Comic Con and slap her in the face. No, I'll get arrested. I'm not stupid. I'm the Flash. I'm not the freaking Reverse Flash. I'm going to be the Flash. Ooh, man. Yep. I love how physical they Harrison Ford is. There's some stunt doubles here, too. There's no CGI in this movie. Yeah, I said it. Andrew Davis didn't want that because too many movies were having CGI by the mid to late 90s. Movie's almost over. Leah Sedal, she was good, Joshua. I didn't see her as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. The remake, the version that they did in 2013 before the Disney version. Comic Con one day, maybe I like to dress up as something. Denny is doing a trilogy of Dune movies plus the Dune Sisterhood show, but that's on HBO Max. That's going to be shorter, and I could watch it at home. And if there's a Binto in it, I skip them entirely because I don't want to deal with it. Not next year. Next year is going to be my year. My brother's going to move out. He's getting married. He's going to be out of this house, and I will be free of distractions. Leah said that was cute. Yeah, I call her Evil Taylor Swift. Look at her face. She's blonde, and she has that exotic, creamy face that Taylor Swift has. And, oh my God, Taylor Swift. Trust me, she could sing a song about me any day of how much I want to bang her. Like, all over, man. Good God. That her skin is milk. Milk, milk, milk. Yeah, Leah Sedal is a beautiful girl, Josh. I've said it. I never said she sucked in Ghost Protocol. Spectre sucked because it was boring. She wasn't the problem. The movie was overlong and it didn't need to be. Like this movie's a little bit long. A little bit too long. It should have been an hour and 45 minutes. You could have trimmed some of the subplots in the beginning of the film. This is a fun podcast. Ah, the villain is a foreigner. Who could have guessed that? Yeah, they usually are a villain. If somebody gave you a recorded DVD of Coda, what do you do? I don't know what Coda is. Is it that far? Is it that sign language movie? Yeah, I don't care. If I saw it, I wouldn't see it now. I don't want to see anything too dark during the summer. This movie has darkness, but it also has some light moments, and also Leah has proven herself, and she was good as Belle. I haven't seen that version. Zendaya and Rebecca are back in Dune 2, and also so you got those to back you up on from the other girl. The Harrison Hotel, that's a nice touch. Yes, the Death movie. Yeah, I can wait. I don't want to read subtitles for 2 hours. No, unless it's a Japanese movie or something, or like a Super Sentai show, or a tokusatsu show like Kamen Rider and Ultraman and all that. That's fine, but for 2 hours, no. And they're not using sign language; they're just speaking in their native tongue of Japanese or Chinese or whatever. My legs are really buff for somebody that's in his 30s, yeah, because I walk a lot, so these are strong, strong as a rock. I like walking. My brother doesn't like walking, so he's fat now. I'm pretty chunky myself in my face, but I walk as much as I can because in the summer is the time to walk and get exercise. Have you seen any of the Satoshi Kon Perfect Blue? No, I haven't seen those. None of them because again, I have a lot of catching up to do in the summer. Paprika, Tokyo Godfathers, no, because again, they're subtitled, so I have to find them and stream them. How would you describe Annalisa Vanderpool's performance in the Bratz movie? It's forgettable. I don't even remember her being in the film. That movie was so bad that any good actress in that just left their talent at the door. Even Janelle Parrish and all the other girls, yeah, most of them. Hmm. It's a long movie. Did you know that Sean McNamara, one of the executive producers, that's so Raven directed that movie and Three Ninjas Hiding on the Mega Mountain? Bleh, bleh, horrible. Got him. I should have put the Harrison Ford's other movie, Firewall, because it's shorter than this, but I wanted to see this again. Still good for a 90s film. Soul Surfer, no. I saw Raise Your Voice, but not Soul Surfer. It's just not for me. The subject matter is not for me. Hmm. Oof. Yeah, me too, because this movie's really long. Yeah. Good thing I'm not doing Lord of the Rings this year. The movies are way too long. Yeah, I got to see one of them this month. Uh, the Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King, which is the longest movie I've ever seen in the theater. 4 hours and 23 minutes. Oof. You feel it. Trust me, you feel it. Yep, goodbye, one arm man. Is New Line Cinema to you? No, they're not. Lord of the Rings. I did that with some of the Nerd Pack, the summer 2016. And for all three, we did them in 2 parts. You have to. The extended cuts are so long. Good God, they're too long. Return of the King is like watching 2 movies, but crammed with 14 different endings. It's like an RPG that you play online or in a game system. It's just way too long. Yeah, there are movies that are just way too long. Like I don't need Avatar 2 to be 4.5 hours. I'm sorry, James Cameron, your movies are too long. After Terminator 2, you just like I'm gonna make every movie 3 hours. Why? I don't want to be in the theater that long. Yeah, 2.5 hours or 3 hours. True Lies, Titanic, Avatar, and now Avatar: The Way of Water. Because summer 2011, I saw all the Lord of the Rings films in the theater. It's an epic experience, but oh my God, they're so long. Return of the King, like I sat in the theater there. That's the end of The Fugitive. Good movie. If you've never seen it, I recommend it. It's a PG-13, but most of you guys can see it. Yeah, Don't Worry, Darling. That I'm not going to see. No, thank you. 3 Bentos? No. You said New Line hasn't made a good movie in a while, didn't you? Maybe you said that because they made Don't Worry, Darling. Yeah, again, because they made Blade back in the 90s, and now they're doing an Olivia Wilde movie that I'm not interested in. Not because of her, because she's in the film. It's the freaking people that they cast in it. I'm like, I don't care, guys. Don't worry, darling. Yeah, oh, don't worry, it'll flop. I guarantee you. Booksmart was a critical hit, but not a financial hit. So, and the last movie Bento did, I just was underwhelmed. Well, that's it for The Fugitive. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Just end it here.